Well, it's time for our feature story today, and it's around the homecoming reception for female Nigerian biker Ebaide Udoh, who has just returned from an exploration trip across Africa. After the Guinness World Records failed to recognize her attempt at the longest solo motorcycle journey in Africa by a woman, the Pan-African rider has now launched the African People's Records to document achievements of Africans without relying on the Guinness World Record. Details in this next feature.
Fans and friends roll out the drums to welcome sensational female bike rider and explorer Joy Ebaide Udoh off the back of her 3-month-long solo journey from across African cities in a bid to claim the Guinness World Record for the longest solo motorcycle journey in Africa by a woman. Her recent trip circles from Nairobi to Lagos and later to Senegal, which adds up to some of her previous trips to cumulatively span over 20 countries.
Already is, and what African women can become when we stop waiting for permission.
I tend to achieve a new Africa, like something different from what we used to have. We don't need our voices to be told by someone else. We don't need our stories to be written by any other continent. We can write our own stories by ourselves. Our museums are supposed to have our stories. If the Bible wasn't recorded back in how many centuries ago, we won't be reading it today. If the Quran wasn't recorded, we won't be reading it today. But Africans have existed for so long, and where are the records? Africans have done so many amazing things, but because there isn't one book or one record recording it, we keep waiting for Western validation. We keep waiting for the Westerners to give us our records, to recognize us, to put us in the books forever. No, we can have our own, and now we have it finally.
Inspired by a desire to achieve a new integrated black continent, Africa, Ebaide's Guinness World Record quest received a setback after it was denied. On that journey, she braved harsh weather conditions, various immigration shenanigans, connected with new friends, survived a road accident all over live-streamed events that has gotten her popular on social media. She is determined to retake the Guinness World Record tour, and this time she will be going from Kenya to South Africa. But above that, she's also inspired to create an African People's Record to document achievements by Africans without seeking the validations of non-Africans.
I have a course called Empower Her Hub. It's for 18 orphan girls. So while I'm riding, we will house 18 girls, all full orphans. There are 3 skills to acquire. There is catering and baking, tailoring, and then hair making. They will all be in the house with their teachers. And while I'm riding, people will donate. So for every kilometer I ride, there will be donation, and that's how we cater for the girls. At the end of 3 months, which is 90 days that I'll be riding, I'll span my ride. At the end of 3 months, they do a graduation. I'll come back to Nigeria from Kenya. I'll attend their graduation, and then we give them capital to start their business. Then for the first 3 months, we mentor them to be sure that they actually scale in their business and they change their lives. So this is for more about representation. If we help one orphan girl, she can help her siblings, she can help her family. That family can help another family. It's basically helping more families and representation for the African woman. If an African woman sees that a girl with a broken spinal cord is the one who has the longest solo motorcycle journey, I believe you, any challenge you have in your life, she has in her life, she can overcome it. This record I'm about to go for now, the last person who won it in the 1990s. If there was no record to record it, I would never have seen it. It's not on social media, but it's there in Guinness World Record books. So if we have our own African People's Records that we can record, at the time when social media is not banging anymore, which I think would continue banging, at least we have records that have recorded it. So the aim of this in the long run is to include Africa have our own records, and then to impact as many lives as possible.
She's joined at this homecoming event by veteran Nollywood filmmaker Lancelot Udoh Emaswen, who is also helping her champion the cause of starting the new African People's Records.
I was appointed to be in the board, the advisory board, and that was really honoring to me and humbling that somebody, as a result of a frustration, is now able to birth something like what we did with Nollywood. Until Nollywood came to bear, there was nothing being heard from the perspective of African about the African story until Nollywood came. So this African story, because sometimes you say, oh, somebody, this is the other person in the world. I say, but they didn't come to my village. How did they? So we had great things here achieved, but there has never been records. Record keeping has been the bane of Africa and lack of development. So this is a welcome development. I'm embracing with all my heart, and we're going to go to the nooks and crannies of Africa to find people that have done exceptional things that need to be spotlighted.